Hey angels, I hope you're well. This is what's coming in for the month of June for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. And it's actually really funny the way that I started to get your message, and actually funny might not be the best word, because the song that I got, I had to ask my dad what it was because he used to play it because he thought my brother and I would think it was funny when we were younger. But it's called Funny Farm by the Arthur Brown Band, and they're coming to take me away, haha, like somebody being taken away to an asylum. And then later on, I got Ladies and Gentlemen, We Were Floating in Space by the band Spiritualized, which is a heavily emotional song for me. I feel like I got it not too long ago. I almost feel like it could have been for you, Sagittarius. But so it's like, how do these two things even remotely go together? And so to me, I'm feeling so far, without using any cards, that Sagittarius may go through a sort of spiritual awakening or deepening in your spiritual knowledge, your spiritual awareness, your spiritual gifts. And that is something that can feel a bit maddening at first, depending where you are on that journey. Or this could be an experience that you've already been through in the past on your journey, but there's an element of something deepening again, or something like mirroring that experience. And then I'm also thinking of it's a Silent Hill 2 song, but I can't remember if this is actually on the soundtrack or if it's like a remix, but the song's called A World of Madness. So it does kind of feel like stuff's spinning out of control, but it's not in a sense to where like these are bad things happening out of your control. It's just kind of like they're I'm seeing like Tetris now, and like the blocks just keep coming down and you have to like quickly figure out how to make things work. That's kind of like the feeling that I'm getting for you, Sagittarius. Except you will fit the pieces together because you're going to be guided to do so. But I want to get 3 cards from my Ascended Masters Oracle deck. I had one flip over, and then I'm also, so this did not happen until I started doing the Sagittarius reading, but I'm having like some chest pain. Hydrate, but also like I feel like this is like stress coming in, but you don't have to have everything figured out because you're going to be helped along the way. What I do find very important here is clear and shield your energy, the El Moira card. So definitely, as we are talking about like a deepening in your spiritual awareness, your spiritual gifts, that is a time where you need to make sure that you're cleansing and protecting yourself because you are more sensitive at this time. We also have balanced career and home life with Isis, which I feel like as all this is coming in, you are going to feel more drained. So while it says balanced career and home life, I'm getting like balance the material and the spiritual, but please make sure you're getting enough rest. I cannot express enough. I keep getting for a lot of the signs it's very important to rest right now. And, of course, like mental rest and relaxation, but like physical rest too. Like you may need to be sleeping more than you typically do. And then we have Twin Flame with Angus. But if you've been around here a while, you know that my thoughts on Twin Flames have changed throughout my own journey. And so if Twin Flame is significant for you and where you're at in your journey right now, take that how you see fit. I'm not going to dive into like a Twin Flame love reading for this. But it could also be that mirroring aspect of earlier in your journey to now, like I mentioned earlier. But let's see what the cards have to say. Yeah, this is the first sign though that I've gotten like a physical symptom with. It's chest tightening. So I mean, that could be anxiety, that could be kind of overdoing it and having some like strain going on. I'm not taking all of that. That was a huge pile. We have the Six of Cups to begin with. And again, because it's that like nostalgic energy and looking back at younger versions of you, can be some meanings for the Six of Cups cards. It does make me feel like you're entering something that is reminiscent of an earlier stage of your spiritual journey that is being resurfaced at this time. Possibly to navigate differently, or you have like the foreground now to know how to navigate this sort of situation. We have Two of Swords, and so I feel like there is kind of a repeated lesson or trigger that is coming up in this too, and it would be very easy to just put the blinders on and react how you may have in the past, but this is actually an opportunity to move forward in a different way. And you know, Spirit, God, universe, creator, whatever you want to call it, does this not to punish us, but to really help us integrate the lesson. It's not always like a trick or a test, but it's like, hey, like, we want to see what you've learned, how you can handle this differently, with a different perspective. And with a different perspective, we have the Wheel of Fortune here. The wheel has come back around. Healing is not linear, it's cyclical. And so we revisit the same sort of things on our path, but with a higher vantage point, you know, more perspective, more experience. Again, this isn't anything that you can't handle, Sagittarius, but like, I am feeling a lot of stress. We have Six of Pentacles and Seven of Pentacles. I think something different now is that you don't have to do this alone this time. And if it's not that you have a super strong support group or spiritual community around you, it's, you know, the resources that you can tend to this. I am specifically getting for some of you, and I don't say this like lightly, so it's not for everyone, but I do feel like some of you may be having new experiences in mediumship, and that initially, especially going back to like the Funny Farm song, initially that could be kind of scary, but it is a gift, and you can choose whether or not you want to receive that. If that comes in and it is more frightening than it is expansive for you, you can cut that off. You can close that off, so long as this is a true mediumship experience that you are having, and of course not a psychiatric disturbance, which I know that mental health professionals don't always, you know, thinking that you're seeing spirits isn't always the first thing a mental health professional would come to the conclusion of. But there's kind of some ways, you know, that you can determine whether that is your actual environment or a manifestation of your own mind. Always fact check with people who you can trust around you, and you know, there's certain instances where you may meet a mental health specialist, or if, you know, you can determine like, no, this is like a spiritual experience I'm having and I'm uncomfortable with it, you can look up ways where you can kind of close that off. I can help where I can. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like this is a very big spiritual breakthrough month that Sagittarius is having. Definitely more focus needs to be on you than people around you right now, because you don't want to like block this, which I don't want to make you paranoid about, but just like accept that this is happening, accept that you've graduated to this spot. Now you're getting like your master's degree in your next level of esoteric knowledge. I don't know, but anyway, this is what I have for you right now, Sagittarius, and I love you so much. I'll see you next time.